All right. Hello, Dave.
Welcome back,
Hi,
Dave.
everybody.
Dave, I mean, you've been around the man in the office, creating, dealing with, getting the stuff. Let's get right into it, man. Easy Riders in the office at the helm, and dealing with Dave Mann's pictures coming in for each month in the magazine. How cool was that?
Oh, it was an amazing time to be there and to be friends with David and Jackie. And we had so many great times. And, Dave's favorite saying was, "Don't let the bastards get you down." That's how he lived his life. And he started out, his first painting of the motorcycle culture was in 1963. And that was a painting called Hollywood Run. And what Dave did is he took that painting and his customized panhead, and he went to the Kansas City Custom Car Show. And he was hoping to show off the bike and the painting. And he met a 1%er there, a great big guy named Tiny, and they became best friends. Well, Tiny decided that his paintings were too good, that the world needed to see these paintings. So Tiny actually got in touch with Ed Big Daddy Roth, who's, of course, the famous car customizer, and he was the father of Rat Fink and the publisher of Choppers magazine. Well, Ed bought the painting for $85, and that's how David Mann got started doing paintings of the biker lifestyle. He went on to do 10 more paintings for Roth, and then in 1971, he saw an ad way in the back of EasyRiders magazine. It was an ad for artists and cartoonists and illustrators and things like that. And he got a job with EasyRiders magazine doing his beautiful artwork of the biker culture. And they started in the magazine with issue number 3. And he had been in EasyRiders and in Biker magazine for years and years and years. He did over 300 biker lifestyle paintings in those times. And of course, everybody knows that he had this knack of finding the essence, of the riding experience and the lifestyle that we all love. And they all came from personal experience. A lot of these people in the paintings were people that he knew and were friends with over the years, And so, David, in the late 70s and early 80s, there were a lot of motorcycle customizers that would look at Dave's paintings in EasyRiders magazine, and then they would take a look at much like our friend Jared, they would take a look at a bike and then decide they were actually going to build the bike. Well, David would exaggerate things on the motorcycle just to make it look cool in the painting. So he would exaggerate the rake of the bike's frame, or the length of the front end, or a tall sissy bar, or ape hangers, or really high, wild, crazy exhaust pipes, just for artistic effect. But the builders would actually create the bikes that David drew, and so in a way he was one of the fathers of the custom chopper design as we know it today. And then in November 1983 issue of Easy Riders, there was a painting that David did that is called The Ghost Rider, which has forever captured the hearts of bikers all over the world. It shows a righteous chopper rider who's jamming down the desert somewhere in the southwest, and riding just off to the left of him and out of his sight is the ghostly spirit of a Pony Express rider. And there's something about that painting. It caught the inspiration and the imagination of a whole generation of Harley-Davidson riders, and the rest pretty much is history. Hundreds of paintings, and David Mann really changed the biker world. We think of the essence of the biker world and the paintings that were up in all of our garages. I know they were up in my garage. And that's who David Mann was.
Well, Dave, I've seen the Ghost Rider on murals on buildings and bike shops, and that's the essence of this. But to be a part of that, I mean, were you there when the paintings came in, or the pictures came in, and you got to place them in the magazine, and the power of that? I mean, how much did that magnify Easy Riders? I remember all those dudes have the black beards and the gloves and the long hair pushed back, and they always had the chicks on the back, and they were just the coolest pictorials of biking lifestyle, like you said.
It's really true. We would unwrap these things when they would come in the mail to us. Each one was it was like the Holy Grail. We'd open up the package, and these were not big paintings, folks. These paintings were actually the size of a 2-page spread in a magazine. That's how small they were. And so you could really appreciate the detail, because he airbrushed a lot of this stuff.
Wow.
And and he would call up and he'd go, I kind of need an idea for the next painting. I go, really? Really, Dave? He goes, yeah, I've pretty much run out of ideas. And so you could actually say, well, what about this? And then he would do a little drawing of it, and you'd go, oh, that's awesome. And he would send you this finished painting, and that alone was amazing. And I'll tell you a great story about David Mann. We were in Milwaukee, and it was for the 100th Harley-Davidson anniversary. And I remember Keith Ball told me, now, don't spend a lot of money on rental cars, because, I got the biggest, blackest Lincoln Town car I could find, because it was going to shuttle around David Mann and Jackie Mann. And I was the driver, and they were in the back. And I said, no, we're not getting a little Toyota Camry. We're getting a big black monster car, right? And so, we went from the airport in that car. Way out in the middle of nowhere is where they put us. I don't know why, because most everything was happening right in the middle of town. Well, out near where we were, there was a bar. And this bar was a biker bar. And I can't remember the name of it or who owned it or anything like that. All I know is we stopped there, we went in, and friends, there were David Mann paintings on every wall in this biker bar. And it was like walking in there with God. Here, the owner was like, I'm not worthy. He was bowing before, and David Mann was there, and he was signing the pictures on the wall.
Awesome.
Well, needless to say, none of us bought a drink all night.
But it was more of setting a tone for a lifestyle of so many bikers and real bikers and the bikers of tomorrow that looked at that today. It's something everybody remembers, and it's pretty impressive or impactful when you have that type of surrounding, that you've been a part of that. Actually, today I talked to a guy named Beatnik, and he was part of that office too at Dean Schaller, because he was telling us when they Joe moved David Mann's work over to Biker Magazine.
That's right.
And Rip went over there with him too. He said it was a turbulent time, so he referred to some of that. But he said that you guys would have a ceremony when the Dave Mann pictures would come in. They'd almost break out candles and have a seance or something. It's that biker machismo about to open up and unveil it before anybody else got to see it.
Yeah, we certainly broke out the Jack Daniels, that's for sure.
That's what stinks about this digital world nowadays. You just get that bing, something's in your inbox, you click it. Boy, that would be fun to have that kind of ceremony every time.
Have a tube come in, untape it,
here.
Open it up, start pulling it out.
Okay. The Dave Mann print is here. Get the JD, let's go.
What kind of guy was Dave when you were around him? He was a biker too, right?
Oh, absolutely. He had this beautiful shovel head, bright red chopper that is in some of his paintings, and man, I remember him riding that thing and Jackie on the back. And One time we went up to the ranch, we called it. There was a piece of property up Calamigos Canyon that the company owned. And it was just a place to go and hang out. Well, for a long time, David and Jackie lived up there. And so we had gone up there with our video equipment to shoot this whole thing of David doing a painting that was basically about some girls in bikinis washing his red shovel head.
Woo, woo.
And so he's actually doing the painting while they are washing his bike, and we're videotaping all this stuff. And see, he was really a quiet, kind of shy, reserved guy, you know, until you got him out somewhere and got him liquored up a little bit. And then, you know, he was just like any one of us, you know, but he was normally kind of shy and quiet, I would say. And the one thing, I'll tell you a secret about his paintings, and you can look at any David Mann painting.
Oh, I think I see it right now. Oh, okay, good.
What do you see?
I think I just saw a shadow of someone on the back of his bike, but there's not actually anyone on the back of his bike.
Oh, you saw that one? Yes, that's about the lost love photo. Yeah.
Oh.
He's missing her being on the back of the bike.
But what was your secret, Dave?
Yeah,
Come
what
on,
was your
tell us.
secret?
Well, okay, every David Mann painting ever done, you can look, and he, you know, pretty much painted every nut and bolt of that motorcycle, right? There, if you look at the wheels, the front or the rear wheel on any of the bikes, there's never a valve stem. And he did that on purpose. And there are builders. There's a builder named Larry Kirk, and there's another builder named, let's see, what's his name? Donnie Lewis, great bike builder. He built a bike. He built a beautiful chopper that looked like one of Dave Mann's pictures. And he did it without a valve stem. He hit it in this, like an Invader-style front wheel. So it's got a 5-spoke wheel. He hit it inside one of those spokes, just so it would be like, oh, where's the valve stem?
It was a gotcha, huh?
Yeah. He said, well, David Mann never had it in there. I said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he exemplified that biker lifestyle of the 60s and 70s, and you know, that real biker, the club life biker, the real biker lifestyle. It's amazing to look at that now and magnify just to how great his artwork is, and like you said, it's universal.
Yeah, it has great power, and you know, even to this day, his artwork, it really exemplifies the biker lifestyle. And how great, you know, what a wonderful thing that he got to turn the love of motorcycles. And, you know, David was a 1%er. He was an El Forastero, and he lived it. He really lived it, and it shows in every one of those paintings.